My name is Allison Lopez, and today I will be presenting aging, its different views, and how these can impact the process of aging itself. Although aging is a universal process, the way that it is viewed is not. It is no surprise to us that there exist various cultures around the world, each of which have their own sets of values and beliefs, and therefore view aging differently. Each and every one of us are aging every day, and we cannot escape the process of becoming old. However, the way we view this process can influence how we take this inevitable physical and mental change. Today I will be presenting different views of aging among different cultures, including our own here in the United States.
Before we can begin, first we must define what aging is. According to the freedictionary.com, aging is the process of growing old or maturing. However, the medical definition of aging is considered to be the process of becoming older, a process that is genetically determined and environmentally modulated. According to a 2013 TED Talk given by UCLA professor Jared Diamond, the world's population is getting older and living longer due to the improvements of healthcare, nutrition, and technology. And according to the CBS News article, recent data shows that there are approximately 901 million people worldwide who are 60 years and over. And by 2050, this number will reach 2.1 billion people, or 21.5% of the global population. More specifically, in the United States Census Bureau, as of 2017, predicted that the amount of older individuals 65 years and over will be projected to outnumber the amount of children under 18 years by the year 2035. This will be a first in the U.S. history. However, this may not be taken as positive news to most due to aging being seen as a negative thing and the various stereotypes of the elderly. But is it that the term aging comes with a negative connotation, or is it the stigma attached to a word a reflection of America's view of aging? Well, today, as mentioned, we will discuss how different cultures view aging, specifically the Western culture. Well, the Western culture seems to have a negative depiction of aging. According to Taylor French from Amadex Senior Care, Western culture feels very strongly against the process of aging and tends to do anything possible to prevent or even delay aging, such as using wrinkle creams, hair dyes, supplements, and even plastic surgery. Our culture clearly does not want to age. Back to Jared Diamond from his TED Talk, he said that America is very work-centered and therefore considered those who no longer work or those who are retired, which tend to be people above the age of 65, not to add to society and therefore seem to be unvalued. This is very different as opposed to the other cultures, how other cultures view aging, specifically the Eastern cultures. In Chinese and Japanese culture, they're based off of filial piety, which is a virtue of respect for one's father, elders, and ancestors from Confucian philosophy, which is highly valued. In fact, there is a law in China and other countries that states that placing your parents in retirement homes will make you labeled as a bad and uncaring son and abandoning one's family, which is considered deeply dishonorable. In fact, Japan holds a national holiday every year, which shows their respect to the aged. In Native Americans' culture accepts death as a natural way of life and do not fear it. It is expected that the elders in this community pass on wisdom and life experiences to the younger family members. In Mediterranean and Latin culture, it is common for multiple generations of families to live under the same roof, as family is a main priority to these communities, and seniors share duties in these homes as a way of making them be fully involved and integrated in society despite their old age. They will be assigned duties around the house, such as the oldest family members being able to take care of the younger children while the adult children and others work outside the home, or simply taking care of the home and their needs. Back to the CBS News article, According to that article, the Global Age Watch Index recently assessed 96 countries to determine which of these places was more ideal for older individuals to live in. The countries that it suggested included more than 90% of the world's population aged 60 and over. The rankings of these countries were based on how well each country scored in older adult health status, income security, capability, such as in education levels and employment status, and enabling environment, which is public transportation, physical safety, and social connections and civic freedom. The number one country was Sweden. It was ranked the best country to live in if you were 60 years and older, based on its country's policies and programs that promote older adults' health and an enabling environment. According to this article, those that are 60 years and over living in Switzerland can expect to live an average of 25 more years as opposed to those who live in different countries. The other top-rated countries to live in were Norway, Sweden, Germany, Canada, Netherlands, Iceland, Japan, and surprisingly, the United States. We have reviewed how different cultures view aging. However, can these views affect the actual process of aging? Well, according to the Irish Longitudinal Study of Aging, TILDA, at Trinity College, Dublin, it found that negative attitudes about aging affect both physical and cognitive health in one's later years. It was most evident that participants in the study who held positive attitudes towards their own aging had improved cognitive ability as they aged. According to the lead researcher, Deirdre Robertson, the way we think about, talk about, and write about aging may have direct effects on health. Everyone will grow older, and if negative attitudes towards aging are carried throughout life, they can have a detrimental, measurable effect on mental, physical, and cognitive health. Overall, the study found that older adults with negative attitudes toward aging had slower walking speed and worse cognitive abilities compared to those with positive attitudes. And negative attitudes toward aging seemed to affect how different health conditions interacted, making certain health conditions worsen due to the negative attitude. Also, according to the article Healthy Aging, studies identify a new link to longevity in pinnacle care. Attitudes toward aging can even affect the health of one's brain. According to the Baltimore Longitudinal Study of Aging, which showed that healthy people with no signs of dementia who were taking part in this study was due to the positive attitudes. And the negative attitudes seemed to be linked between these attitudes and the development of changes in the brain that were connected to the development of Alzheimer's disease. All in all, aging is an inevitable process that is viewed differently across various cultures. The American view on aging is very different than that of other cultures in the East. However, it may be influenced by the way youth and beauty is valued in our society as opposed to wisdom, unfortunately. As Marilia Viana Berzins, a Brazilian social worker, said, old age is actually an achievement, and despite what our culture's view of aging may be, we should view it in a positive manner, as our views on this process truly do affect how we age, whether it be negative or positive. Thank you.